Howdy homies, it is James Finnerty here from Rewind Electric again. And in case you're not sick of Electro-Harmonix pedals, we have another one here for you tonight. I also have my Topo Chio mineral water carbonated here tonight. Looks like it's from Monterrey, Mexico. When I went to Mexico, I was told not to drink the water. I suppose if you're not in Mexico, you can drink Mexican water, though, and I guess that's okay. Alrighty then. We're going to take a quick look at this tonight. I popped the battery cover off here the other day and realized that the battery is, that the pot is unoriginal. So I'm going to be doing a little service. Well, we're going to crack it open and just see what's going on. That's where we're at. I don't know exactly what all we're going to do. I don't know if these black screws are original. They look nice on it. I should look that up. I think it's a 1 meg pot in these, which is not good news because I don't have a 1 meg pot. Oh, yes, I see. Things are happening there. Okay, so there's some glue holding that LED down. That might actually be original because there's nothing else to hold that LED in place. But there's also an alpha pot there, which is soldered onto the original legs of the pot, which used to be there. So that's not original. Now, where is my pointing and poking stick? Here we go. One thing that's kind of neat, have a look at this power jack here. If that looks familiar, it's because I had the same power jack in something else. Thought it was the LPB1. Perhaps it was not. Yeah, here we go. So we had the same power jack in the silencer. There it is. You can see it. Can you see it there in the bag? Yeah, and I wasn't sure if that was original or not because I hadn't seen one in an Electro-Harmonix pedal before. Well, there we go. Now I have. While I have this bag out, I'm going to have a look at the back here and just see. Are these the same for all intents and purposes? Because this one has feet on it and this one doesn't. They're all misplaced. Why are Electro-Harmonix feet all like slid over from their original spot on everything? Now, do I pull them up and put them on here? Or do I just swap the backs? Interesting question. I think I'm going to swap the backs so these holes are threaded a little better. So still have a spare back there, but this is all just parts now. See, and I have a nice knob for it, the appropriate knob, but I don't have the pot because the pot that was in here was a 2.5K linear. Kind of a weird value. I'm almost positive that this is supposed to be a 1 meg. That's what the schematics say. Let's take that battery off before I break it. It's an alpha now, an 8G2. I don't know that I can get a reading on it in there, but let's give it a whirl. I don't know if I can get a reading on it in there. Oh, I don't have any focus. I don't know if I can get a reading on it in there, but let's give it a whirl. Yeah, 0.89, 0.91. Yeah, it's a mega ohm pot. Man. Okay, well, I'm going to pop it open anyway. Because there's something else I want to look at in here. Unless I can just tell from the side. Look, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 ICs. I'm not certain, but I think that means... Okay. I think it means it's not a Reticon. Let's find out. Oh, look at that sad little not the right pot. So what other Electro-Harmonix pedals even have a 1 meg pot? You know, in the event that I wanted to borrow a pot from something else to put back in this one. Okay. Yeah, so this is the MN3007 version, which we can tell because there's a little IC in there. It says MN3007. That's a good way that you would know that, right? I think the fact that it has 4 ICs and you can see those 4 rows of pins from the bottom is also an indicator of that. I don't know if the mini chorus versus full chorus, which there were 2 versions printed with that originally, not talking about reissues. I don't know if that's an indicator of the chip inside or not. Honestly, it's probably not, just knowing Electro-Harmonix. There's a trim pot there. It's accessible from the back as well, except, well, now it is. Kind of some dusty. Yeah, 1 meg audio pot is what's in here. Let's read off the electrolytics. This one up here. Oh, let's zoom out so I can. This guy here is 16 volts, 10 microfarads. Straight across from it, there's another one that is also 16 volts, 10 microfarads. I'm going to do all the black ones first. Down here in the corner, 16 volts, 10 microfarads. Seeing a pattern here. This one right here, way down at the bottom, 16 volts, 10 microfarads. Okay, that's all the black electrolytics. Now there's this one blue one here, and that is 0.47 microfarads, 16 volts. Now we got these 2 little yellow ones over here, which I know are notoriously awful from my DoD pedals. And these are those same ones, I'm pretty sure. It's 16 volts, 1 microfarad, and the other one is the same rating probably. Yeah, 16 volts, 1 microfarad. I have some of those coming in. Maybe I even have enough to spare. Couldn't tell you what this transistor in the corner is. Hard to read it. Yeah, I'm not going to try and read those others right now either. They're tiny. But maybe you can see them on the camera if I get up close. Let's see. Can you see what that says? Or there's another one over here somewhere. There it is. I'm not able to read that. Maybe you can read it on the camera. I'll show you the other one. Don't know that that one's going to be readable either. All right, let me try and get just a kind of generalized view of this here. $100K trim pot down there. Switch is a single pole double throw, but it looks like only 1 pole is being used. It's a CW switch. and the actual pedal switch right here. I'm just curious, does it say Mexico under this phone? Yes, it does. It's a Mexican Carling switch. Single pole, double throw again. Okay, now, can I get this pot back in here? Yeah, there we go. Okay. I don't think there's much else I can do for this right now. It needs a new pot. This pot works just fine, but it needs a new pot because it's not the right pot. And I need a Redicon version because this is not the Redicon version. Okay. Okay. Now I'm going to button this back up. I guess I can try to put the battery in from the inside without taking the door off. And as I screw that back together, I am going to just crank up the power for the 78 Princeton reverb here, because we will give this a test to make sure that we didn't bang anything out of place while opening it up. Oh, I can't swap that back. I don't know if those black screws that were in this are the correct ones for it or not, but they are certainly larger than the screws that came in the silencer originally, but I'll show you. See how the screw holes here are different sizes. So yeah, I have to use the this one with no feet, and I'll put this back with the silencer, its original back, until I can figure out if those black screws are original or not. See, if they're not original and I need to change them out, then I can use the nickel screws from the silencer and the clean back from the silencer, and I can have this all nice and fully restored with the matching set of screws back. But for now, I'll put it back with these. And that's okay, because we're going back in here anyway once we can find a 1 meg Electro-Harmonix pot from the 80s. It's not going to be easy. Late 70s, early 80s. I don't know when this was made. We could have dug around for some more dates on parts in there. Probably what I should have done. Okay. I do like this knob. Oh, that's too tight. That alpha pot has a very wide range of rotation. So I'm past the last indicator there, and then I'm past it there. Yeah, that's like that perfect. Okay, now this thing wobbles, so I'm not happy with it. I'm gonna put some feet on it. Where are they? There we go. These are pretty close to the originals. These are 3M feet, 1/2 inch by 1/8 inch, not millimeter size. Guess I should try and clean up what's on here for this sticky goo paper. There, see, that's like the actual piece of adhesive. And then we'll break out the Delaney brand naphtha in just a second to further clean this up. Why did Electro-Harmonix feet migrate so notoriously? I mean, obviously this was put here and then moved here. It's like all of them did that. Okay. Probably should have wiped the front down with this while I had it open and the pot out, but you know, like I said, we're going back in there anyway. General wiping down. Look, it shines it up so nice and pretty. Looks glossy. It won't stay that way after it dries, but it does look nice at the moment, doesn't it? Just makes you want to listen to Nirvana, doesn't it? Okay. Let's foot it up. And left just enough of the indicators of the original feet to use as a target for the new ones. Maybe I should have wiped it down with rubbing alcohol after the naphtha just to really dry it out and get any of that naphtha oiliness off, but I didn't. So maybe these feet will slide around authentically like the originals. Let's call it a feature. All right. Look at that. Looks good, right? Doesn't wobble anymore. Oh, dang. It kind of does on the hardwood surface. Maybe I should use some taller feet. Let me revisit that. I have those other options. I have 2 other options. Okay, so we can see that some of those are taller than others. Now what about the... Let's just have a look at the factory feet. Do these wobble? Yeah, actually... Yeah, it does kind of wobble on these factory feet too. So let's just look at them all here. Can we get in real close? Look at that. The ones I used, they're really not any different. These are taller, but they're not quite right. Let me try. What happens if I stick a couple of these on loosely? Does it solve the problem? Yeah, it does. Okay, then I'm gonna do that. I will use those instead. Oh, I don't have a way to put them back. Okay, what else is Electro-Harmonix and missing feet over here that doesn't have a battery door? Gotta be something, right? It's missing a foot, but it has a battery door. Well, that's frustrating. It's like a millimeter taller. Is that even a measurement? Yeah. Okay. Fine. Whatever. Gotta take them off. Stick them on this A4 magnet. This is going to be the most cushioned A4 magnet ever. Okay, and we'll use these instead. Wait, was it those or was it these? It was these. So those really flat ones are only for the earlier pedals that don't have a battery door, apparently. Okay. Yeah, all right. Rock solid. All right. Lesson learned. The Redicon. Oh, boy, we were zooming in a lot there. The Redicon versions of those pedals are not cheap. They're like silly. $600-700 bucks, I think. Not that I haven't paid that much for another one, but quick test. Oh, it seems to power on. Sounds so nice. The moment you hear that, you don't even care about the Redicon version anymore. No, 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 we're not gonna do it. I think that's sufficiently groovy. Let's try one more thing. Just a real quick, because we can, because it's here. Let's hear what it sounds like. I don't know if I'm on camera. In the insert of the governor. Yeah. All right, I gotta label these because I don't remember which is in and which is out. One's silver and one's gold. I think put gold into the output because this chorus pedal makes anything you put into it come out gold, right? Seems like reasonable way of thinking. Let's just get this set up for a second first. Let's just dime it all first. cool. All right. Two very cool pedals, two very 90s pedals, two technically 80s pedals, but very popular in the 90s. I just want to say one thing before I put these away, and that is that the small clone really kind of makes the foot switch button on this seem pretty small by comparison when you're using them. I mean, am I showing that right? Look at that. It's like, oh. Feels like you're gonna break it if you step on that after using one of these big old Carling switches. Okay. Bye-bye.